going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 39 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, man?
We're down to our top, would be our top 16. Probably going to be top 8 by the time this episode goes live. Teams for the PokePod Cup. It has to be because Sunday is the cutoff day for this round. If they don't get them in by Sunday, we'll probably be moving on to round 3, whether they are ready for it or not. But we're down to...
We actually just got an update too. Oh wait, I guess that was this afternoon. I'm just now seeing it.
Oh yeah, you're just behind.
Yeah, I didn't see that Sweden Sever had already played.
Yeah.
Neat.
But yeah, we started with 90, went down to what is 30.
Yep. And now we're down to like 12 technically, but
yeah.
No, 14,
something
12,
like that.
I don't know, somewhere in there.
But ended up with 11 Littleroot Lessons players, about 5 ATX, and then 14 Pokesports. Which
what's super unfortunate about that is 4 of the 5 ATX players had to play each other.
Oh yeah, that was like the worst thing.
Yeah, super unfortunate.
So their numbers just get
their
halved
5 is going to be at most 3 going into top 16, but
which we'll get the top 16 here in a little bit. But I kind of just wanted to go over and look at the teams, which they're super small on our screen. But we have this handy little data sheet here that we get to read off of and talk about with.
For sure. Again, huge shout outs to not only Evan for putting together the graphic, but also big shout outs to Tim for helping us get this a little more organized and have the program ran for us too.
Yeah. I know that Tim is currently working on getting the program set up to be its own website, so keep an ear out for that. We'll have probably a link to it somewhere down below once it gets up and running. Eventually, maybe we'll have our own website, and we can actually link his website to our website and actually do stuff with that. But that's probably a long ways away still.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out in the future.
So where do you want to start?
From the top.
Okay.
Looking at usage stats here, 180 Pokemon, 50 unique Pokemon of that, and Pokemon appearing only once is 14. So I don't have the information in front of me from last time from the all 90, but I'm interested in seeing the percentage of that. Seeing how many unique Pokemon compared to all Pokemon from the all 90 teams. See what percentage of unique Pokemon there were. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know I said the word Pokemon 12 times in that one sentence.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. We were just kind of looking to see what's unique, how many unique Pokemon were in the big group, and how many of those unique Pokemon made it to the smaller group.
Correct. Because I was doing conversion math when we had top 16 or top 32 finally announced, and I sent you those over Discord, and I don't feel like digging them up, but I know we had 50% of our people, or people playing for us, I should say, 50% of ours converted. All right, you talked me into it. I think I have it saved on Notepad too.
We had 11 of the 22 from Littleroot Lessons move on to the top 30, which really, really good conversion rate there, going from big groups to small groups. Really, really good conversion. With the way challenge was set up, we were guaranteed to have 2 of them in buys to top 16, which... Yep.
So big shout outs to not only Karibo, but also Evan. I know Evan played, I believe it was this morning.
He played his top 16 match this morning, which when we get to top 16, we'll talk about that. But
we'll figure all that out here in a minute.
I know there was a little bit of a uproar about how the buys were handed out, which had Karibo gotten to play his last match all the way through, Karibo would have been a 5-0 player anyway. he was up a game and was winning halfway through the other game when his opponent's Switch just crapped out on him.
Oh, I actually hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that happened like late the night of the night ending of it.
Oh.
Which his opponent tried his hardest to get his Switch working. He has a young child that likes to throw it.
Yeah.
So sometimes this just stops reading the game cards. Which
that's really unfortunate.
We said it's like, if you can get it working again, you can go ahead and finish it. It's fine. But they never got it working by the deadline. And I know Evan's only loss was to Alex in his own group, which was another LRO player, which I believe Evan dropped it on purpose for Alex to make it, because if Alex won that match, then Alex was in.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, Evan would have.
From my understanding, that was.
Evan probably would have been a 5-0 as well going into it if it was anyone else other than an LRO player, probably.
And well, when we were discussing seeding for Top Cut, I just assumed that it made it where one, you could either edit the bracket beforehand, or two, it would seed appropriately based on your record and actually like Swiss standings. But evidently,
A is the first letter of the alphabet, so that's what it went with. That's literally its logic, which that's dumb. But
agreed, and it's kind of unfortunate because I 5-0'd.
Yep, you 5-0'd. I know ATX had a couple 5-0s for sure.
And it's just unfortunate because there's a non-zero chance that like the buys could have been different had they actually used Swiss standings compared to okay, good job.
You moved on. You're A number 1. Here you go. You're B number 1. Here you go. Yeah.
But again, this is our first time running this, so we kind of just used the system that
we had.
You and I have used in the past, but granted, I've never done a group stage tournament.
No.
So having this actually come up where this is what we did, well, now we know that in the future we either need to look for something else or possibly maybe have to do it all by hand, but that sounds awful.
Oh, yeah, no, like, there was thoughts of me repairing everybody by hand at, like, 11 o'clock at night, just, like, the night of. I'm just like, I really thought about it. I'm just like, this is not worth my time.
It's like, you know what? I don't feel like fighting with this.
Yep.
It's like, it will be okay, and if people want to throw a fit, unfortunately, this is the best we can do with the circumstances and time that we have.
We're looking at doing it on a different service station next time. Probably going to Battlefy. Because I feel like the whole LRL versus PSP versus ATX was cool for the first one. But I feel like that's probably not going to be as much of a thing on the next one.
Especially like moving forward, these are going to continue to grow.
More communities, more people, so it's organizing this stuff's going to be much harder.
Not only like more communities, but like our community has also grown because of this and has continued to grow on its own as well. So like our numbers have increased over time. So I'm sure not only can that be said, but like the ATX people, I joined their Discord server, and I mean, I couldn't tell you how many people have joined over the last 2-3 weeks or whatever that I've been in it. So let alone Pokesports, I actually couldn't count how many have actually, been introduced or anything like that to their group. So
yeah. But back to these usage stats, usage results here from the top 30. To the surprise of no one, Tapu Fini is still number 1 at about the same percentage as it was from big group stages.
Yep, that sounds about right to me.
Incineroar is second at 11 out of the 180.
I'm actually curious what the numbers looked like from last time.
If you can find that, send that to me, because I can't find it anymore.
Hey, look at that.
Then Thundurus is the third most, and then Kartana ties Thundurus there for third most. And then we have a big group tie for 5th place there. It's like Moltres, Comfey, Metagross there, all at 8 at 26.6%.
I would be interested in knowing if every Moltres was also with Comfey. Wait, we can actually check that.
And say it should be.
You are great.
I'm about to say there should be a stat for it.
Galarian Moltres plus Comfey is 6.
So there's 2.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who the 2 are.
Notably, there's also Moltres plus Metagross is at 4, and Comfey plus Metagross is at 4. So I'm assuming
that's some common pairing is Metagross, Comfey, and Moltres.
Yep, can confirm as someone who played it can confirm.
I'm trying to find out what teams played Moltres. I found one. Axel on Pokesports had Moltres but no Comfey.
I'm interested in the Comfey no Moltres. Oh, hey, there's Xeno.
Yeah, I'm going to say Xeno is one of the ones with Comfey but no Moltres. So there's one of them accounted for. Let's see if we can find the other one here.
Angelo and I, we played, and we both had Comfey, Metagross, Moltres. Our teams were super similar, but completely different.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did we have? Penguin has Comfey, no Moltres. So that means there's one more Moltres by itself, which is LTPZ.
Noted.
Cool. I probably should have known that off the top of my head, but
you think we would have known that because it's our people. But no. Like 3 of our people were part of or the reasons why these things existed. Notably, 3 of the 6 Gyarados made it into Top Cut, I believe. Because we had 6, I believe, at the start. And
that sounds correct.
And then 3 of them made it in.
Conveniently, I can look at that stat too.
Yep, 3 of them made it in. 3 of the Gyarados made it in. I believe they are Penguin,
LTPZ, and then
who's the last one?
Not Blank, not me.
Oh, it's Tim. Tim was the other one.
Oh yeah, hey.
So yeah.
I know, I started down the bottom end and worked my way around. So Tim was literally the last one I looked at. Like, you are correct. So yeah, Comfey, Moltres, and Metagross all tied for 8. Not really surprised by any of those numbers.
Now, Metagross went down a little bit because it was at 28% and now it's at 26%. But that's not really noticeable at all.
Yeah. I mean, when you're comparing 540 to 180, total Mons, that number is obviously going to change. So, not surprised by that. Rillaboom and Glastrier both at 7 at 23%. So, Rillaboom dropped a little bit. Yeah, Glastrier rose quite a bit here. So, almost I'm interested 10%. To see how much that actually continues to rise.
Yeah.
Single Strike Urshifu 6 at 20%. Dusclops at 6. Rotom at 6. And then we have Landorus Therian at 5 for a 16%.
Which is about where it was at just before.
Heatran at 16%. Which that's
just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, pretty significant. Suicune.
Was Suicune even on the last one?
No. So okay. that would be one I would have to pull up the old file for to actually pull up the data from, but 13%. That seems like a lot of Suicune.
Yeah, that's a lot of Suicune.
That's actually something I wanted to work on this week, because I'm gonna be streaming with Jeff again this week, and he's like, "Man, I really like Suicune too," so I might be trying to figure out a Suicune team this week to play with him.
We'll say we can get there.
Yeah, we got
time still.
A week basically.
Moving on with the rest of this stuff, there's a bunch of 3s here: Regieleki, Cresselia, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Dragapult, Rotom Wash, Celesteela, Raichu, Gyarados, as we mentioned before. Notably, Regieleki went from 15% to 10%.
The one I want to talk about is Tyranitar from 19 to 10.
Yeah, both of them were really high, and then now they're down to 3.
I take full credit for that. I knocked out 2 of those players.
Yeah, you did knock out 2 of them. Which is, it's just surprising. I figured, like, we were talking about how Regieleki would be one of those Pokemon that was really popular at the start and just, like, getting worse. Oh, it's not even getting any better. It's still getting worse.
What's interesting to me is Eleki is on the same percentage as Koko is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Raichu.
I'm just saying, Koko's great and not enough people are giving it credit.
Rounding out the rest of this here, there was 2 Rapid Strike Urshifus, 2 Bisharps, 2 Sylveons, 2 Nihilagos, 2 Entei. Who's the other Entei?
I was actually just going to pull that up.
Find out. 2 Amoonguss, 2 Stakataka, 2 Whimsicott, 2 Serena, 2 Zapdos, which I'm assuming that's Catonian Zapdos.
Yes, if it's not labeled, it's
I didn't
interestingly, it is Entei Koko together as well.
Who'd you leak your team to?
Well, worst part is the rest of the team is completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mocha from PSP. They have Dusclops, Feeny, I believe that's Kartana. Yeah, that's Kartana. Metagross, Entei, and Koko.
Yep. Notable one-ofs here going through this. There is a single Salamence, a single Dragonite, a single Mimikyu, a single Garchomp, a single Togekiss, a single Latias, a single Blaziken, a single Spectrier, a single Lapras, a single Milotic. There's a single Rhyperior on here still. There's an Arcanine still, and there's a Colossal. Oh, and a Gastrodon.
Neat.
Those are all the unique Pokemon. Which, I know people have been talking about Colossal and Dragonite here lately on Ladder. Dragonite is a powerhouse, let me tell you what.
I am glad I have my shiny.
I have been trying to figure out something to do with Dragonite, and I haven't quite figured it out yet, but other people are figuring it out for me, which is nice.
I might throw that together this week of Comfey Dragonite together.
Why no Sylveon Dragonite?
Because I like Comfey.
Eh.
Like, trust me, you don't need to tell me how good Sylveon is. I love Sylveon. But honestly, man, Comfey's kind of taken over that fairy spot. It just... The support role that Comfey provides is so unique. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very hard to replicate that from another Pokemon.
Yeah.
So... being able to basically, like, one of the biggest things is, like, playing around Fake Out. Being able to be immune to Fake Out by just being faster than them is huge.
Yeah. Notable pairings, the most common pairings here, both at 6, are Moltres Comfey and Metagross Feeny, which I'm not surprised by either of these things. Metagross Feeny was the most popular to begin with, and I think Comfey Moltres wasn't too terribly far behind.
I was going to say, I think it was second or third, so... notably past that, Landorus Feeny is at 5 compared to 6, Rillaboom and Cineroar at 5, and Feeny Thundurus at 5.
That's an interesting one, because you don't normally see those Pokemon on the field at the same time together.
Oh, and then rounding out the 5s, we have Thundurus and Single Strike Urshifu, which that's the nut core. I'm not really surprised by that.
Yeah, that one I'm used to seeing.
Feeny Thundurus is weird.
That's not what definitely you see. It's like Feeny doesn't do anything for Thundurus, like, at all.
The big thing that I see the synergy thereof is Feeny sets Misty Terrain so you can't get burnt.
Nope. You're flying type. You're not grounded.
I tried.
Yeah. The biggest synergy there is Feeny covers your ground type weakness. That's it.
I was playing Showdown this morning, right? Mm-hmm. And I came down to an end game of, like, I think it was Buzzwole and Suicune versus Feeny and Landorus. Mm-hmm. and the Landorus was scarfed, so it just continuously clicked Earthquake. And I won because they took out their own Feeny.
Nice.
So I don't know why I diverted from that, but you talking about covering the ground weakness made me yeah, that's what you said, right?
Yeah, Feeny covers the ground weakness of Thundurus.
But Thundurus isn't weak to ground.
I know, but it's just like, you can't hit it. Thundurus doesn't hit it. It has Airstrike, Knuckle, and Lightning. You can't hit ground types.
Okay. Now
it's still a weakness, even though you're not weak to it yourself because you're flying. You still can't hit them.
Gotcha. Now I'm following you. Gotcha.
It's still a problem. You need to cover ground types somehow, even if they can't hit you.
So yeah, that's where my brain went, was this morning when my opponent took themselves out.
I mean, I've seen it more and more. Lots of Landorus just spamming Earthquake because they're scarfed in the Earthquake and they're stuck spamming it.
Yep, like they come in out of the back and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
They need to click the spread damage so they can take out both of their opponents, and instead they end up hurting themselves more than that. So
yep. So going from the top 30 to the top 16 here, we went from 11 Littleroot Lessons players, excuse me, down to 6. Granted, 2 of those are buys, so we were guaranteed at least 2.
Yeah.
We went from 5 ATX players to 2 for a very poor.
That one's unfortunate.
Yeah, because we could have, had we repaired them, they would have been separated at least in different corners of the bracket.
Yep.
But we just couldn't fix it. Notably, their 5th one got taken out by Blank from Littleroot Lessons.
Which, I mean, that one I'm okay with.
Going through and looking at the rest of this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 PSP players, so 8 of the 14 made it in for them, which is just over half.
Notably, that is half of the top 16, yeah. But when they were making up, 65% of the field before? Yeah, there we go. Or 61%. I mean,
they went from 61 to half the top 8, half the top 16, which
that's not awful. I know. After we played, I talked to Angelo, who I ended up losing to. Evidently, this is like his first tournament he's ever played.
Yeah,
and he's absolutely just killing it. So, I mean, he played exceptionally well. Game 1 came down to, I had a really unfortunate crit on my, both of our Moltres were at like +4 or something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And it came down to his Fiery Wrath flinched me, and so I couldn't get a taunt off on his Comfey, which then let him set up Trick Room in the late game, so his Comfey was, because I had been spamming Electro Web with Coco, so his Comfey was slower than my Comfey, so that he could then Draining Kiss my Comfey for the KO before I could get my Draining Kiss off.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like super, super obscure line. Mm-hmm. And it came down to literally just like, it felt like that came down to the flinch. Yeah. I also Dynamaxed Coco in that game, which the more I think about it, might have been correct. But in hindsight, probably not, because I Dynamaxed it as an answer to Moltres, because Electro Web did like 35% or something when it was undynamaxed. And so I felt that if I Dynamaxed and they also Dynamaxed, I would be able to take them out. But I miscalculated because I forgot they had Floral Healing as well. So they went back up. I then gave them another Berserk trigger. They went for Airstream, so now they outsped my Coco the following turn.
Yeah.
So I kind of misplayed it, where had I instead targeted in to the Comfey and actually prioritized it, which it's weird to say, man, because anytime I tell people like how to play with or against this team, it's you need to protect Comfey, and on the opposing side, when you're playing against it, you need to get rid of Comfey. Comfey is the problem, not Moltres.
Yeah.
Like, Moltres, once Comfey is gone, folds to a ham sandwich.
Most of the time, yeah.
But he just played exceptional. Game 2, I misdiagnosed my Dynamax. Like, based on the lead, I ended up leading, I believe it was Coco Metagross against, Feeney Rotom. And I'm like, all right, I need a Dynamax Metagross so I can take care of Feeney. And after doing so, like, as soon as the turn started, I went, I can't take care of this Rotom. I have no way of hitting this Rotom.
Yeah.
So he got double Nasty Plot off, Dynamaxed on my third turn of Dynamax, and for some reason, Metagross is just insane and was able to live a +4 Max Flare.
If you're using the set I was using, I'm not surprised, actually.
Yeah, it was... Granted, I had screens up. I had light screen up. But I lived on like 34 from full health.
But you survived. But you survived.
That was the important part. I did survive. But the problem is my late game, I didn't have anything to be able to deal with it.
I've seen Metagross is running Rock Slide now just to deal with Rotom Heat.
Honestly, that's a very good piece of technology. If I was to do that, I'd probably drop Ice Punch for it. Because Thunder Punch has felt fantastic. People don't anticipate Fire Punch.
I would drop
Ice Punch.
Yeah, I was going to say if I was going to drop one, I'd probably drop Thunder Punch. I like having Ice Punch being able to change the weather. My team also has Lightning Rod Raichu on it, so I can't really run Thunder Punch.
True. Whereas mine doesn't, and I want to... The reason I was running Metagross was really as a better answer to Feeney. Mm-hmm. So, being able to reasonably answer Feeney, which it did. Unfortunately, when... Like, turn 1, I went Screens plus Thunder into Feeney, and it lived on 3, he said. It's like... Damn. Man, that's really unfortunate.
So that's literally just a roll. You just missed a roll.
Yep. I missed the roll, and he ended up... Like, it didn't really punish me, but, like, at the same time, I then had to spend a second turn to take care of Feeney. Mm-hmm. Like, granted, I just went for, like, Electro Web to do some spread damage and slow the Rotom down, which then it got a second Nasty Plot up, and I had to go for, like, Steel Spike into it. Mm-hmm. So, like, again, it didn't really accomplish anything, and especially since I had Milotic in the back, it would have been better for me to reserve the Dynamax from the Metagross into Milotic instead, so I could actually come in. Because thanks to Electro Web, Milotic ended up outspeeding Rotom in the end game, but I just died because I couldn't live a +4 Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
So, had I actually been able to Dynamax in the late game instead, I could just come in and Max Geyser it, be able to live the subsequent hit from it, and then take it out the following turn. Because the big deal is my Scalds were doing no damage because we were in the sun. So had I been able to change the weather back to what I needed it to, I could have taken it out in 2 turns compared to dying to it.
Yep.
So he was also running Ancient Power on his Moltres, and it didn't actually come up in the Moltres mirror, but it definitely could have come up. Had he not got that flinch on me, and I ended up taking out the Comfey, it could have come down to him Ancient Powering mine.
Yeah.
So it was a real close match, and I'm excited to see how he does. I'm very excited to see how well and how far Angelo goes.
Well, unfortunately, he's paired up against one of the favorites of the event, and Tiki. So we'll get to see here. One of these two is moving on. Like either Tiki or Angelo. That's going to be a very good
match.
I wish I could see it, but a lot of them have been having issues with streaming here lately. Looking at the rest of these matches here, Xeno versus Knight, Reigns versus Karibo. There's one of your Suicunes. I didn't realize that.
Actually, I think 3 out of the 4 in top.
Yeah, 3
top
out
16.
of the 4. So people sleeping on Suicune.
Yeah.
A PSP Mirror, Colton and Trade Evolutions. Another PSP versus ATX match in Pastor versus Esquire. Pastor, another one that had just happened to come along for the ride here. Wasn't actually like affiliated, and just like they knew PSP from their YouTube stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Colossal plus Trick Room.
Yeah,
like this is
sweet.
Santi's team, but we swapped out our Trick Room threat and our Trick Room setter.
Yeah, I think this is the team we talked about early on in the series.
Yeah. An LRL match between Sever and Swede, which we know who moved on from that one. Sever ended up beating Swede, getting the redemption arc again.
Have I mentioned how excited I am that Blaziken made top 8 of this?
They have been going back and forth, Sever and Swede specifically, because they were in the same group.
I forgot
Sever was set
that.
up to go 4-1 through the group, but lost to Swede. So he ended up 3-2 and had to sweat it out to get to top 30. They both ended up beating their opponents, and then they both ended up meeting up again. Not to mention
insane.
They had to play in monotype earlier in the week.
I am actually interested in seeing like their like percentage, like their overall like history record against each other at this point.
It'd be great. Blank versus Monferno. I believe that match is being played tonight sometime.
I believe so.
One of the few Tyranitar Kartana like sets left, because that was one of the most popular ATX pairings was Tyranitar and Kartana, and it's it just happens to be that one of the LRO players now has it.
Notably, Blank is using Excadrill over Dracovish, and honestly, I'd rather have Dracovish, but like he also has Feeny, so like he still has that water coverage. So
if you could be Mold Breaker here to hit Rotoms.
That's actually insane. Yeah.
Like Rotom Heat is such a problem that you just become Mold Breaker instead of Sandrush. You don't need to be fast if you can just hit the thing that nobody else can hit.
Fast.
Yeah, just hit the thing that nobody else can hit, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
And then Laz and Evan here. We know from earlier this morning that Laz made it on over Evan. Dragonite doing its thing.
Also,
again,
can we talk about how there's 2 Serenas in top 16?
Yeah.
That's actually one I don't think we've talked about this entire tournament. I just now realize there's 2 in top 16.
I've
got nothing more to say about it than that, but
it's a good counter to fake out when you don't want your Pokemon getting faked out all the time.
Oh yeah, Serena is very good. It is definitely a Pokemon that I've enjoyed playing with historically. It's not something I've seen in Series 7 at all.
Yeah. We still have the single Mimikyu up there with Karibo. And the single Zapdos.
As a man who's played quite a bit this last week with Zapdos, it's real good, man.
Oh yeah, no, Zapdos hits like a truck. Holy crap. Things you'd think should live don't. They just don't. Silver has Zapdos too. That's right. There's 2 Zapdos.
I was looking today, because on Showdown you can go back and view old uploaded matches that you saved.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going through and looking at them, and that Zapdos was one of the things that I tried quite a bit back in 2018, but it was Tailwind support. So it's really weird seeing Zapdos being such an offensive threat in this format when historically it's just been support. So it's cool. I really enjoy it, but it's not what I anticipated when I would have originally what I would have originally thought. There we go. If I could actually speak tonight, that'd be great.
So yeah, if you could say the words that you mean to say. I'm not sure how any of these other matches have completed. Like I said, I know Sever and Swedes, and I know Laz and Evans have all completed. I believe Blank is playing tonight. I believe Xeno is set up for tomorrow morning sometime. And I believe Karibo is sometime tomorrow night. I expect a lot of these matches to be done by Saturday evening, probably.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah, but by the time this goes up, we should, like you said, should be in top 8.
Yeah. We should be pretty much there in top 8 for sure. Can't think of anything else I want to talk about for this one. I feel we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been sitting here I was going to say, I actually couldn't tell you how long we've been sitting here rambling about it because we talked for like 20 minutes before, so.
Yeah, it's probably about 20 minutes on this, just this alone.
Yeah, maybe even a little longer.
We've gotten sidetracked a little bit, talked about Jeff Hoogland stuff, talked about some other stuff, your matches specifically from top 16, going into top 16. But like you said, you had this little stream with Jeff past Tuesday, and you're going to be playing this Wednesday morning now, right?
Correct.
That's the next time?
So Jeff is great. He's been super, super helpful with like working around my schedule and everything too. He's like, yeah, anytime you want to come on, and he's like, just we'll figure it out a week in advance and we'll make it work. So this past week we played the Golduck Rain team that we shared last week, and I think at one point we were like 7-1, 8-1 with the team, just something ridiculous. Like easily pulled him from the rank 0 floor to like rank 7 or something absurd.
Yeah, it was very, very fast.
It was great.
I was watching and you guys just climbed so quick.
It was the one game we lost was because I told Jeff to bring Persian instead. So now we had to cut Persian from the team. To be fair, Persian did not feel good in the team anyway.
Yeah, Persian felt like it's kind of like a last minute. We wanted fast fake tears, and turns out we didn't really even need it.
No, I severely underestimated the damage output of Golduck.
Yeah, like I said, Golduck is just mini Kingdra. So
it really is.
We've done updates to the team.
Yeah, if I could find that. I sent that.
It's not much of an update, I believe. It's just like we dropped Persian and brought Grimmsnarl on.
Yeah, that's literally the difference. So
nothing else changed.
One thing that could be problematic for this team was Trick Room. So we had another answer with Grimmsnarl having access to Taunt. So now we have Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. So depending on what they lead, we can have an answer appropriate for it. Past that, we also just have screens. So Golduck, Scizor, Zapdos, Rillaboom, whatever it is, can actually live more reliably. And then Spirit Break is there really as like a counter to all the Feenies and potential Moltres and stuff going around. Just being able to consistently lower their special attack is great.
It just feels bad because Spirit Break tends to proc weakness policies on Moltres.
Yeah, it does. But, when you can double into it with like Zapdos, like Dynamax Zapdos plus Spirit Break, I'm sure can take it out.
Zapdos is faster than Galarian Moltres, correct?
Yeah.
Let's say Pikalytics, come here. I'd say real fast. Galarian Moltres base speed is 90. I know Zapdos is faster than that.
Zapdos is 100.
Yeah. So we should outspeed Galarian Moltres. So that actually wouldn't be terrible doubling into it.
The problem is Grimmsnarl. This Grimmsnarl has 0 speed investment and it's base 60, so it's going to be outsped.
Yeah.
But you can set up a light screen, max thunder or max lightning into it, and then take the hit into Zapdos thanks to Assault Vest. And Grimmsnarl should be able to take one. Should hopefully be able to take a max airstream.
Yeah.
Between max HP and then I think it's 156 in special defense or something.
Bulky boy.
It is literally the same set I had from Draft League. The only difference is I had to go hunt down a Taunt TR. That's literally the difference.
Yeah.
So
now you've got double Taunt. You've got multiple ways to deal with Trick Room with Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. Politoed itself isn't naturally fast either, so it kind of just like works in Trick Room. It just doesn't answer any of the popular setters.
Yeah, what's actually great about this team is you're not completely dead to Trick Room. Like you can change the weather with Golduck thanks to Ice Beam, or Zapdos with Heat Wave, depending on what you need to do. So Golduck can slow down. Scizor has priority. Rillaboom has priority, and Rillaboom isn't fast anyways. Scizor is pretty slow, so like you're not dead to Trick Room, but your primary game plan is go turbo fast with Turbo Duck. So
yeah, Turbo Duck. Which
Jeff eventually got to the point where he's like, all right, is there weather on the other side? Cool, I'm going Golduck.
Yeah, he figured it out real quick, which is really cool. It's just like being able to watch him figure it out was actually really, really cool.
Yeah. So once I know he's been on Discord, like, all right, the next couple days I'm going to go through and like get on Peakalytics and look up the top Mons and figure out what they can all do, and so I can actually have a reasonable idea of what's going on in this game. Compared to, so the way I plan hopefully to structure this one is instead of, okay, press this button to do this thing, it's going to be, okay, what do you want to do here? So instead of basically me walking him through everything that I would do, I want to hear his thought process of everything and analyze what he would want to do and correct it as needed.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see how that works out.
So yeah, we've gone past the you need to do this phase. Now it's the you need to learn how to actually play for yourself.
Correct. And Jeff is an incredible gamer anyway. Like, he's played strategy games for who knows how many years at this point. So he catches on really quickly. And one of the things that he's mentioned is like, the depth to this game is way more in depth than I ever thought it would have been.
Oh yeah. Like, everyone just thinks that you just bring 6 Pokemon and you just battle 6 Pokemon all the time. No, there's sets and different moves, and you could have a support Pokemon be actually, like, dealing damage. Like, Venusaur can turn around and just be a support Venusaur. Like, there's so much in just little nitpicky things that make Pokemon great.
Not only that, but you also have to think there's, like, 1,100 different forms or whatever after everything's included in Pokemon alone. So in that aspect alone, if you're bringing 6 out of 1,000, well, that's still quite the diversity. Granted, there's a ton of those that are not even close to being viable.
Oh yeah,
but
no one's gonna be running around with their Applin in ranked ladder usually.
I have ran into a bunch of Appleton today.
Yeah. No, that's not.
Yeah,
I know why you ran into Appleton, by the way.
Was it Wolfie?
I think it was Boxy boosted.
Okay, I knew it was one of them, and I hadn't actually watched the video yet. I just saw it pop up on YouTube earlier.
Pretty sure it was Boxy boosted.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Weakness policy Appleton. There's another weakness policy. I was watching PokeSports Balloon Week, where they're running around with Driftblim and all of the Tapus. Mm-hmm. There's a really cute way to set weakness policy on Tapu Bulu. Because Driftblim gets Gyro Ball.
That's adorable.
And you get to be super duper fast. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Still following? So you Dynamax your Bulu and you Gyro Ball your Bulu. It does like 2 damage because you're so much faster than your Bulu. And it procs your policy, and it's adorable.
But doesn't steel resist? I mean, grass resist steel?
No. It doesn't.
I knew that. I've played this game for 25 years. I knew that.
To be fair, steel hasn't been around for all 25 of it, so.
Like 20-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's I was watching PokeSports video, and that was something cool I saw. And then they have the video that came out. Today's Friday, so it'd be out came out on Friday. Was a physical Coco with the balloon.
Okay.
It's just setting up Tailwind and trying to help you outspeed everything. But the Coco is like, here's Brave Bird, here's Iron Head, here's like Wild Charge. It is cute. I feel like there's other better options for Coco, but Coco does hit like a truck when it wants to.
I'm assuming we don't get a physical fairy move, right?
No.
Like
there are no You didn't get play rough, and that's it.
Well.
Yep.
Okay.
We got a plus to our defense, a plus to our speed, and we can set lightning. We can set electric terrain. That's literally all we can do.
That's honestly not the worst, though. So
yeah. So, but back to Jeff's thing here. You have a second team for him to play.
Well, okay. I don't.
Yeah, but
Jeff posted on, I believe it was Discord and Twitter, saying he was going to potentially start taking team submissions for BGC content as well. And one of them that got, actually the only one that's been submitted so far is an oldie but a goodie, simply put. This is just Glastrier, Dusclops, Dragapult stuff.
Yep.
Like this is one of the first teams that Cybertron played with when the Series 7 actually came out. And I believe this is the actual rental code that he used. So I might have to go rewatch that video just to get fully caught up on everything that this team is doing and everything that it can potentially do.
Yeah. Big things to note here. There's no dark type move on Incineroar.
Nope.
So there's no Snarl or Darkest Lair or anything like that. And Indeedee has Heal Pulse, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how useful it's going to be, but it's there.
We can just Heal Pulse our Glastrier over and over and over, I guess. I don't know.
It does a weak Comfey impersonation.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be fine.
But
especially because we are Psychic Seed.
Too, so.
Yeah, like we are Psychic Seed, so we are relatively bulky.
Yeah.
And like Indeedee is something that I was playing with quite a bit today. It's incredible how much damage that thing can do with no attack investment.
Oh yeah, it hits like a truck.
Genuinely is very impressive. So, yeah, I mean, rounding out the team, we have Tapu Fini here, Physical Dragapult. Nothing. What the secondary mode of this team? So primary mode is Glastrier, Dusclops, Trick Room, Weakness Policy, Shenanigans, right?
Yep.
The secondary role is Follow Me, Dragon Dance, and just go turbo fast with Dragapult.
Just outspeed everything.
The literal complete opposite of what Glastrier Dusclops does.
Yep. Which that's usually how you want your Trick Room teams to be. You want to have
here's two
slow,
modes.
Here's fast. Go.
And you want two Mons that can reasonably fit in both of those schemes, which Incineroar and Fini both are fine with being in Trick Room. They don't love it, but they're fine. And they're great without it. So
yep,
it is what it is. I'm interested to actually play with this team. Probably should load it up and actually play with a couple games before we actually do so. But yeah, we'll kind of wing it. I told Jeff I only played like 2 games with the Golduck team, and it turned out great. So
yeah, you had everybody's help with that one though. So
well, kind of not really. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I was about to say I take full credit for that Rillaboom set. Thank you very much.
The Rillaboom set, I had a couple people, because Jeff posts everything on YouTube as well, and he also had he did a highlight video of the entire segment as well.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is like, man, it's been a while, or I don't think I've ever seen Rose Incense on Rillaboom. I was like, it's pretty common in all actuality, but I'm glad to see. I'm like, I just stole it from Carl. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to this set.
So yeah, you got to be able to keep from getting flung. Don't want to take max damage from fling. For some reason, Miracle Seed just does more damage when they fling it at you, and I don't understand why.
I will never understand it, but okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what you guys are doing on Wednesday morning, 10 a.m.
Yep, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. CST. Twitch.tv/Jeff Hoogland.
So you can check out both of these teams being played by Jeff Hoogland with Carter on Twitch. And then
I'm probably going to throw together a third team, but I don't quite know what I'm going to do yet. Buzzwole has been my thing that I've been working on today. It was originally a Sceptile team, and like Sceptile's okay, but like Buzzwole's great. So I haven't quite figured out if that's what I want to continue doing, or because Jeff's like, yeah, I really want to play with Suicune. Suicune is great. So I'm like, all right, I can have Follow Me plus plus Tailwind, and then I have Helping Hand, and then we have Scald, and we have Snarl, and like it's very good.
It does a mini Entei impression.
It does, yeah. It's water Entei that also lets you go fast.
Yep.
Because you can still get burns with it. So.
I haven't been really working on Pokemon too much. Since I'm not playing in the PokePod Cup, I really kind of just like lost my drive. I've been like, I'll play the ladderings and whatnot, but I'm just like, my drive to build isn't there anymore.
We need to get you in an event and get motivated to play something then.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like I want to play. Like I want to play. I just don't have anything to play in.
Yeah, so everything just kind of fell apart all at once.
So I'm kind of just stuck, and it's like I don't want to plan again, and then last minute say, "Oh, I can't because work came up," or "Oh, I can't because this is going on." Like last time.
Here's the plus side of this. We have a tournament coming up here this next week.
Well, I won't be at work. I already know this.
Or, now hear me out on this, or ask off.
I don't know if I can get offered a tournament that I'm running.
I mean, it can't be that hard to run while you work it, right?
I don't have internet like accessible at work. I have it on my phone. But
no, I didn't mean play and work.
Oh.
I meant working the tournament.
Oh, I could do that. Yeah, no, that's nothing. Running the tournament and playing it at the same time is nothing. It's more, if I take my Switch to work, it's probably going to look weird.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Like, so I can probably get on the Wi-Fi and play at work. I just won't be streaming it. But yeah, we have a European friendly Rumble coming up, December 6th.
It's actually the first Rumble in like a month.
Yeah, because we did. We had the PokePod Cup starting up, so we didn't want to do a Rumble during it. Plus the Players Cup, so we didn't want to have a Rumble during that. And so yeah, so this will be our first one in a while. This is our first cart one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're testing out Battlefy, I think.
Correct. Which this is going to be great. So then, when we get this one all figured out, we can use it all solidified and everything for the PokePod Cup in the future.
Swede is putting this one together, which if you're in the Discord, you can go find that information there. If you're not part of the Discord, you can join the Discord so you can get updated on all this stuff. The links and everything are going to be on the server. I think it starts 11 a.m. EST on the 6th and runs till whenever. And it works like most of our rumbles work. You get paired up against players, and you play in these events over and over and over. I believe we're going to do prize support if we can get to a certain number again.
Yep, that's usually the plan. Is if we hit 10, we provide prize support. So
the last couple we haven't been because they sometimes they'd get to 10 or they'd get to like 9. But we're definitely gonna. Hopefully, this one should probably get above 10. I believe it will.
I believe in the EU community.
Mainly because a lot of our community is a more early crowd, and it's on a Sunday. It's like a Sunday morning would be probably easier for some people to do than like a Friday night or a Saturday night, like we have been doing.
True. Originally, I thought this was going to be planned for like a Friday morning. I'm like, man, that'd actually be perfect because then I can play in it. We have the EU crowd, and it'd be Friday afternoon / evening for them. But no,
no such luck.
Oh well, it is what it is.
We'll see if I have that day off. I'll probably have to pick up something and play. I've been working on Dragonite for like the longest time and just haven't been able to figure it out.
That might be something you and I can work on for Jeff this week. Then we can get a solidified Dragonite team. I
think Dragonite's really good.
I do too. I think it's very solid.
I just don't have anything figured out for it. Is there anything else we need to talk about this week?
I don't know, man. I can't think of anything.
Top Cut, Jeff collab number 2.
Yep. Make sure you all turn out for that because the numbers have been great for him, and I would like to continue that in the future. So
yeah,
not only does it look good for him, but like it also looks good for us because we're bringing in people for him. So
yeah, there was a lot of us in the last one on Tuesday on the Tuesday night one. There was a ton of us just answering questions, helping everybody out.
And if we can do that for this next one too, it'd be great. It would actually be amazing.
So make sure Wednesday 10 a.m. CDT, 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Central Standard Time, whatever, Cornfield Time, our time.
Cornfield Standard Time.
Yeah. We talked about the Rumble coming up. Anything else?
I really got a whole lot of nothing, man.
I can't think of anything else. I know the Players' Cups, like, group stages are all done now.
Yeah, but we don't have results or anything for them yet, right?
No. There was numbers and usage status, but it pretty much mirrors everything we've been saying, like, from the PokePod Cup, things like that. Tapu Fini's number 1, Incineroar, Landorus is up there. Metagross, Rillaboom.
Yeah. You know, pretty stuff standard, that I would expect.
Pretty standard stuff at this point.
Ooh, Moxie Boosted has a Swampert team. I might have to go check that out.
Ooh, Swampert. Someone mentioned something in the Discord about a Swampert Tapu Lele. Was that Swede? Is he memeing around with that? I think that's who that was.
That was in Showdown replays, and then I flooded it today, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just buried in there. I don't know. But laddering next week is going to be probably the Golduck team, you said, unless you come up with something else you want to play.
Yes, it was Swede.
Ah, okay.
So laddering this week, I'm going to play the Golduck team,
which we saw it on screen, and it'll probably be this version.
So I want to be able to put out stuff for it while, like, this is Jeff's thing that he wants to be playing right now. And I kind of want to capitalize on that as well so people can get drawn into our channel from him. So,
like, siphon off viewers.
Not only that, but like the team's genuinely fun to play too.
It does things right. It does the right thing really well. Like we've been saying, Golduck is just different Kingdra. It's just got psychic coverage instead of dragon coverage.
It has psychic instead of flying and dragon. Yeah.
Which, it's weird because it's like the reason Kingdra's like was popular is just like you have max Wormwind to lower their attack and things like that. You don't want to be doing that right now, so that I actually think Golduck's probably better than Kingdra right now, just as a rain abuser.
Which is crazy.
Which is a weird thing to say, right?
I'm not gonna complain, but it's weird.
I can't wait till we get into Series 8 and get like Kyogre. Oh my goodness, cannot wait.
That's going to be Series 9. Series 8 is going to be ban list again.
We're going to have a ban list. They're going to ban Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Metagross, Landorus, Rillaboom, Moltres.
I want to pull up Pikalytics right now. Top 10 mods would be Fini, Eliki, Lando, Incin, Urshifu, Glastrier, Metagross, Kartana, Moltres, and Dusclops.
Are you looking on Switch or on Showdown?
That would be Showdown, I believe.
You need to look on Switch because that's what they're going to go off. They're going to go off their numbers. So on
Fini, Lando, Eliki, Metagross,
Urshifu. They won't ban Urshifu.
You won't bet?
They won't. Watch them. They won't. That's
Urshifu,
their baby.
Glastrier. Glastrier is that high on cart. Interesting.
Yeah. Moltres.
Yeah, Dusclops
they ain't going to ban any of these Pokemon.
I think it'd be good to see what the format would look like without them. What I'm afraid they're going to do is go, oh yeah, we're also banning stuff from singles, so you also lose out on
Cinderace, Celesteela, Mimikyu, Porygon 2,
Pheromosa,
Naganadel, Zapdos, Heatran.
Not Naganadel.
Oh, Nihilego. That thing can go jump off a cliff. I'm mad at Nihilego.
You have not had the best luck this week with that thing, man.
The Nut Core does not... I'm not a hyper-offensive player. I want to play it slow and grindy, and it is anything but that.
No, here's what you need to do. Click the damaging... Okay, what attack does the most damage this turn? That's the one I'm clicking.
I figured it out the last game of Thursday's episode. It's just like, just click the button and go.
Yep. Shut the brain off.
Just go.
You read the text, super effective, and click it.
Yeah, I was always trying to like play around switches and protects and things like that. No, just
run them over.
Nobody's don't even give them the benefit of the doubt. Just click attacks and go.
Yeah, if they switch out, cool. They just got a chunk.
Yeah, they just got a chunk.
It's
fine. So yeah, I have to record that as soon as we're done with this. I have to record the last episode for Saturday.
I had to go find dinner. That's my plan.
So yeah,
I gotta go
dinner's
talk
on
to
my
the
list of
girlfriend and
things to
see
do.
what she wants to do. So is that gonna be it?
I think that's
got
it.
Anything else? All right. So getting us out of here.
I think that's everything.
Okay, man. Final verdict.
Yep, get us out of here.
All right. So if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. Spam the like button, leave a comment down below of, I don't know, what you've been playing in Series 7. And no, I want to hear what you all would ban in Series 8. That'll get some comments.
Weird one. Okay.
It's gonna get comments. You wait and see.
Tyrantrum.
Nah, man, I'm gonna smash heads. If you're not listening on YouTube, make sure you go and follow us on YouTube. Our stuff on there is great. That's where all of our laddering stuff is. You have podcast stuff, and you might start seeing some. Oh, hey, we have a soul lock.
Yeah, so that's not going to be on YouTube. That's going to be on Twitch.
Yeah, that's only going to be on Twitch now. Not naming names, but somebody spent all day editing and then the software crashed, and now Carl is extremely sad for wasting his entire day yesterday.
Yep. Whatever I didn't spend cooking, I spent editing, and it's gone. It's just gone.
Which, dude, I just don't understand. I don't get it.
DaVinci is just weird. It just crashes sometimes.
Dude, I've had it crash on me, and it's only when I'm exporting that it crashes.
Yep. It's because rendering uses the most resources on your computer.
Yeah, I know, but it's lame.
Yep. Okay.
So that's going to be on Twitch, which is going to be Tuesday night?
It'll be like a Tuesday afternoon, something like that.
Yeah,
like
sure,
5
whatever.
5 o'clock or something like that.
That
5 o'clock,
works
6
for me.
o'clock.
Basically, whenever we're both home and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, past that we have Twitter. You can find us at LR Lessons, myself at CarterNoble25, Carl is at musical_33. You can find Carl and I both on Twitch for the Soul Lock and for other miscellaneous Pokemon, just video game
Nonsense.
stuff. Yeah. I am at Mr. Missouri25 and Carl is at Musical. And make sure you come and join the subscriber Discord. Well, I guess it's community Discord, not subscriber. It's community Discord.
We don't care if you're subscribed or not, but it'd be nice if you are.
For those of you who are in the Discord and aren't subscribed, we're watching you.
We actually have no idea who you are.
Yeah, literally no idea.
Don't worry about it. We actually have it's like 70-30%, which we have like the optimal number of people who are subscribed, watch our content. Compared to other bigger YouTubers who are just like A-Drive. Poor A-Drive is like under 50%, I think, still.
Which is
right
weird.
At 50. So, I'm happy that a lot of our subscribers watch our content.
Same.
Which, we're a small community, so that's likely to change the bigger we grow.
Yeah,
and the more YouTube pushes our stuff.
That's future Carter and Carl's problem. So, let's see. Past that, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Our Discord's great. Come and join it. That's all down in the show notes.
Community's great. I think that's it.
All right, everyone. Have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week with some more Pokemon stuff. Who knows what we'll be talking about? We don't even know until the day of, it feels like.
Yeah, that's about normal now.
Yeah, it's whatever. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Have a good one. Peace.